We are up and at 'em bright and early on a Sunday morning. Good morning. I have lots of yard work to do. I have to go feed my neighbor's cat who is in Hawaii right now, and he needed somebody to take care of Dolly. So, I said I would do it. So, I've been doing it for almost 2 weeks now. He's coming back tomorrow sometime in the afternoon. So I'm gonna miss that cat. She's an elderly cat. She's about 15 years old. But we're taking good care of her and we're happy to do it. I'm drinking my coffee these days out of my favorite cup. We are enjoying Starbucks Pike's Place Roast on medium brew with sometimes a little hazelnut, sometimes a little coconut, but lately with give them all a little pat of butter. I have been watching this darling YouTuber. Her name is Betty. I will link her channel below, but I love her. I love her. And I was watching this New York lady, and she puts an egg in her coffee, and me and the kitties at work tried it, and it's not bad, but I don't think it's my thing. But I try to stay away from oils and grease and that kind of thing. But something is saying to me, butter is a healthy fat, and I'm only putting a smidge, and I drink very, very little coffee. So pick your poison, right? I don't know, but I'm gonna link her channel below because she's a doll, and she makes me want to come over and visit and sit with her and chat with her and listen to her. She too is a doll. Dolly is a cat and Betty is a doll. Check her channel out. And in this busy, chaotic, cruel, confusing world that we occupy, she's a ray of sunshine. At least she's mine. Okay, so I also have to go to work today. That's a boo and a yay. A yay because I'm blessed to have a job. I'm blessed to be mobile. I'm blessed to be able to work. I'm blessed to love the people that I work with. But boo, because it's hard to kind of do things, get your game plan of doing things around the house and running your errands and taking care of business, and then having to stop to go to work. But we don't complain. We're gonna do it. I am here to bring you some books. Yes, I am working on, they call her Dirty Sally. I am working on that book, but I got monkey wrenched. A monkey wrench got thrown into the mix, and I got caught up in this book right here, this book. And if you ever heard the Red Hot Chili Peppers sing a little ditty that goes something like this: I see my Gracie in the window. Sorry, I didn't expect to see my cat sitting in the window watching me. We have an audience, a live audience, that is. Red Hot Chili Peppers, a little ditty that goes like this: roller coaster, like that. I always want to say roly coaster. I don't know, I think that sounds more fun to me. But yeah, roller coaster. That's what this book is. And I've watched my fair share of Little House on the Prairie and shows such as that. And I'm gonna tell you, there are things in books and programs that keep you on your toes, that definitely have you in suspense. And my very, very lovely friend Kathy from New York says a book should make you feel something. A good book should make you. So I guess that would justify this being labeled as a good book, because it is definitely a roller coaster. And I don't really do well with books like this, where the suspense is building, 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 and just when you think you've reached the point where it's going to start coming down, we go right back up the hill with another subject matter. So it's compounded. It's about a little boy who was born with red eyes, and when he was born, his father blurted out the words, "What in Sam hell?" when he's seen his little boy's red eyes. And the mother is she's just wonderful. She is splendid, and she declares that's the name she's going to give her little boy, Sam. Coincidentally, their last name happens to be Hill, Sam Hill, and the little children call him Sam Hill and Devil Boy because of his red eyes. And the only friend he could seem to make, his best friend Ernie, was going to get picked on because they went to a private Catholic school, and Ernie was the only child of color in the school. So that was going to make it difficult on Ernie. But Ernie wasn't shy or reserved or in his shell. He was outgoing. But Sam was definitely shy and reserved and didn't think that anybody was going to want to be friends with him. But good old Ernie, he doesn't care, and Sam is grateful for Ernie. There's always a bully, isn't there? There's always a bully, and Sam finds himself with a big bully who goes by David. And David seems to never go away. Never go away. Even though you think he's gone, he never seems to go away. And the story bounces. It's being narrated by Sam, and it's being narrated in the tone of To Kill a Mockingbird. And it's very Leave It to Beaverish type of feel to the book, and innocent, lovely parents, wholesome, which just goes to show everybody's cutting the grass because it's so early, but that's okay. We're going to keep on trucking. Wholesome and just simpler, in a simpler time, yet just goes to show even back then we had our crosses to bear. So I have finished this book, and I do like this book so much, and I do recommend it. But I am going to say, if you're like me and you're a problem solver and you just want life to go back to normal the way that it should be, you're gonna struggle a little bit with this book, because it is up, it is down, it is up, it is down. It is all around. But those of you who enjoy those type of books, absolutely, absolutely. I'm gonna give it 5 stars, because it always seems to work out in the end, somehow, some way. No, I did not give the ending away with that statement, that sentence. No, I did not. That weed whacker's getting a little bit closer. I'm wondering if I should come back at another time. Should I? Or should I keep going? Is it annoying and aggravating? Probably, right? Probably. Nope. Time is money, so we're gonna keep on trucking. Yeah, so definitely check this book out. Check it out. It's about a 6-year-old boy named Sam, and maybe it just hit a little bit harder for me because he's a kindergartner, and my granddaughter is a kindergartner, and she found herself with a bully since day one, and I was utterly shocked that bullying starts in kindergarten. Utterly shocked. And even more so that nothing is being done about it. Absolutely nothing. Horrible, horrible. And it's not sitting too well with me. Our family is already going through enough, let alone have to keep contending with this on a weekly basis. And it's, it's easy to say we have 400 students in our school. We can't keep tabs on just your child. I'm not gonna buy that. We all have a job to do, and sometimes we have to work a little harder. And we're not asking you to move mountains or any of the such. We're just asking you to separate them and keep them separated. So probably that's why this book is hitting a little bit harder with me. 5 stars, but maybe it was the wrong book at the wrong time, or maybe it was the right book at the right time. I don't quite know yet. I have to sit on that a little bit. Okay, so this is what I get for coming out so early. I live in a neighborhood where we're movers and shakers, and we like to get things done. Par for the course. Let's get this video done. So, The Secret Life of a Cemetery, the Wild Nature and Enchanting Lore of Père Lachaise. Now, some people say Lachaise, but you can say it whichever way you want. This is the book. This, too, is a great book. Let me tell you why. Cemeteries are slowly becoming a thing of the past. Our families aren't as big as they used to be. Most families don't have 8 to 12 children anymore. Church bells. And we just don't have those big families. And so, I know for sure who will come see me should I be buried in a cemetery. Nobody, because my son does not live by me. And who's to say what will be of my sisters, or if I'll even stay in the area. I might move closer to my son. I don't know. I just don't see somebody visiting me, and I'm perfectly fine with that. But I think you get what I'm saying. So the book goes on to say, when we visit a cemetery, we think of the deceased. We never ever stop to think of the life that still exists amongst the perished. And so that's why this book is wonderful. At one time, the cemetery keepers were instructed to make sure every weed was pulled and every, shrub was maintained and just like pristine and well respected and maintained. But the thing is, it kind of changed in time, and then overgrowth here and there, and then before you know it, we had an ecosystem within the cemetery. This cemetery is very, very famous, and it was opened up by Napoleon, and he set his own set of rules in motion, and one of those rules was you could rent your burial spot for, let's say, 3 years, and then be evicted and somebody else could move into your spot. This is unheard of. Unheard of. Yet, this is true. You could permanently buy your spot, or you can temporarily buy a spot. And I don't know, I think it was fascinating to learn all about this. Now, of course, this is the cemetery that I believe has over 400 famous people, including Jim Morrison, Oscar Wilde. I want to say it's Chopin. I'm not into classical music, so I apologize. There goes my book. But anyways, people take tours throughout this cemetery, and to me, I think for me, the most interesting of all the people there would be Jim Morrison, and to know where he was buried. And we had an opportunity to visit this cemetery when I was in 12th grade. You could go on a field trip there, but me not being much of a traveler, I opted out of it. So, is that a regret? Do I regret that? No regrets. Okay, so I like this book. I enjoyed reading this book. It's a quick read. Let me show you some of the life within the cemetery. Some of you may recognize that statue. I forgot about that. They tell ghost stories in the book, and they celebrate, time to celebrate. Look at that cutie Woody. He's a cutie Woody. He discovered, a den of fox cubs. And, of course, we always have our birds, our crows. But, yeah, it goes, look at, oh my goodness, this goes on. There's life amongst the dead. And I don't know, I take comfort in that. I do. I don't think it's necessarily, sacrilegious or anything like that. I think that it's a wonderful thing, because I think everything should be celebrated. Some things you have to find the strength to celebrate, but a life lived should be celebrated, should be remembered. And why not have a little bit of whimsy thrown in here and there? I have had my fair share of people who have died around me that I have loved very, very much, but it's all in how you look at it. And there's a lesson to be learned in everything, and to find God's creatures amongst God's creatures and take delight in it. It helps to lessen the blow, and it helps to put a smile on our face. So I love it. I love this book so much. So this is Benoit Gallot, The Secret Life of a Cemetery of, these are prescriptions, so I can't see, as full of life and history as the city of Paris itself. Stephen Clark, author of A Year in the Murder. So this is kind of a love letter. Not only is this book that answers fact for fact everything you ever wanted to know about Pierre Leche, but were afraid to ask, it is also a portrait of a person who truly loves his work. New York Times. Yeah, so one of the stories that he tells in here is that his office was like a little bit, ground level, sort of, kind of, but it was behind bars, and people loved to peek in the windows to see the life that was going on behind the window. And he felt like an animal in a cage, and so he solved that by putting up like a mirrored tint, and now he's the one that takes delight in looking out at all the vain people that stop by that mirror to fix themselves and admire themselves, having no idea that there is somebody conducting business behind that window. So I thought that was a cute little fun story. So yeah, good book, and now I am going to do some yard work, and then I am gonna go to work, and I'm gonna feed Dolly the cat, and then some point today I'm gonna pick up, they call her Dirty Sally. Whatever you're reading, I hope you are having a ball. Make today fun. We only go around once. Do whatever you can to bring a smile to your face and put laughter in your heart. Enjoy your day. Know that I love you. Be good, be well, be reading.